right? As always,
We've got
I'm a
two.
bit nervous.
We've kind of got two subjects to talk about here. So I think the first thing is I need to hear a bit more about what's happening with Beppe, and then we got to understand what is going on with this absolute chaos picture. Yeah, Zoran, thanks for coming back on the show. Maybe give us a quick update on what's going on.
Well, thank you guys. Like I said previously, it's good to be back. I'm a bit nervous as always, but if we keep this up, I might just get used to it. About Beppe, well, a few new things for us, huge things. We are, I think, finally on Coin Market Cap, and we are building strong about other meme coins. So, like one big crypto family on Chia. So far, so good. There is price fluctuations, but we are planning a lot of rewards for holders, a lot of rewards for NFT holders. So I think and I believe just like HOA that the price will go only up. So
You know,
short and sweet.
Zoran, after our last conversation, I went out and got me a Tang Game Bear. So and I even got me some Beppe, but I don't keep my eye on my crypto side of the wallet. But is it true that this fight in the Serbian parliament was over adding Beppe to their strategic crypto reserve?
No, but our parliament is like a reality show, But probably like in the most other countries right now in the world, because we have whole world gone mad.
Well, I'll tell you
So
what, I'd rather see smoke bombs get thrown than, these subtle passive aggressive black and white signs being held up, I don't know. Like, bring on the smoke grenades. This seems like the kind of chaos that's needed.
yes, we are talking about torches, and and we are talking about smoke bombs, and I I must ask myself how the hell they entered that in parliament. So my personal opinion, but a lot of people disagree with me. My personal opinion is that this is some kind of agreement between our leaders and between oppositions. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't understand how someone can enter that or bring in parliament uh, across the security. I mean, we have security, we have policemen, and we don't talk about people who don't know their jobs. So I think it's all arranged, but we will see in the future. Anyway, it's nothing new for our parliament. Unfortunately, my personal opinion that we have the worst among us in our parliament.
Well,
Sorry, but my opinion. We will
well,
see. Maybe I'm wrong.
democracies seem to attract politicians who uh, run to havoc, and when there is none, they create some. But Zoran, I've dug through some of the reports, both on X and YouTube and on the internet more broadly, and it's very hard to find any discussions that are going on about what this conflict is over. What was the opposition so upset about that they resorted to violence in the legislative chamber?
Well, what caused? We have a lot of troubles in last not just 12 years, in last 20 years, maybe even more. As you all know and whole world know, we had the civil war in ex-Yugoslavia, and after that we had and we still have problem with Kosovo, and we have now problem between us, because we are really divided. Uh, uh, we have Democrats, we have Republicans, we have people who believe in God, we have atheists, we have agnostic, we have everything literally, and it's really amazing how this let's say small country can be divided so much. So what was the last drop in full glass was death of 15 people in train station, and that started everything. So demand is to our institutions start working. So all we want, institutions who work, and that's it. So uh, uh,
Is the
it,
is the
it,
is the
so whole situations is about that. It's literally desire for institutions to function properly.
Zoran, is it
And
this? Is it the railway station collapse? Is that the 15 people dead?
yes, actually, I think, but I'm not sure, because I last few weeks I follow more crypto and happenings in Tangang than in real life. But I think that now we have 16 people. So we had meanwhile one more victim, and
and
that started everything. So it's not just about 15 people, it's about corruption, it's about well, we can't prove, it's we have in one movie one sentence, it's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. But we all know that we have corruption in our government, that we have people tied to mafia, and it's whole demand just uh, about that. So we want institutions to start working properly, and that's it. So we
so
don't we don't want to kill anyone. We don't want to make civil war and anything like that. So we just want working institutions, like let's say in USA, because if I know correctly, Trump lost one case, not the case. Your court stopped something, some law about Trump. I don't know. I didn't hear properly, but I think that there was some court decision about
you
Trump,
might
and
be yeah, you might be referring to the Supreme Court decision to telling Trump that he has to restart payments
yes,
or
yes,
send send the
that's it.
money to
Sorry.
US aid. Well, and it's interesting because that I feel like might be related to the issues that are going on in Serbia. You alluded to something that a lot of our listeners may not be familiar with, and that is the Kosovo and the civil wars in Yugoslavia that came immediately after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And I think
Yes,
it might help to sort of lay some understanding as to what brought that about. During the Cold War, the Yugoslavia benefited from being courted by the United States and by Russia. And we were sending money to Yugoslavia. And as the Cold War ostensibly came to an end, or the Soviet republics broke apart, some of that money dried up. That put economic pressure on the Yugoslav republics, and they began to vote referendums out of Yugoslavia. And Serbia, um, so it's well, and you might correct me on some of this, but Serbia didn't quite see it that way. So fast forward to the present, is is that tension still borne out in Serbia? Is the division more broadly, because the train station seems to be again a tragedy that that gives people cause to act on deeper sentiments. Is the division more broadly an argument over whether they should go with Europe and the West or Russia and the East?
Well, sorry. Well, about whole situation, it's difficult to explain in only few minutes because, let's say, like in fairy tales, one upon a time, Yugoslavia was a strong country, and even today we have great education. We have great and really talented people. We have a lot of resources, a lot of golds, a lot of uranium, copper, aluminum, everything. So even lithium. So whole ex-Yugoslavia, every single republic, Slovenia, Croatia, Macedonia. So we all have minerals. We all have clean water, forests. So my opinion, and not only mine, uh, there is a lot of people with same opinion. So it's all about to that all the Roman rule divide. So divide and rule, and we are experiencing literally that because it's, let's say, even if people don't see Serbia like democratic country, but here every single man have and can have opinion, and mostly without consequences. So let's say that is one of the reasons why we are divided so much. So all about, it's not all this it's not about that we hate each other. I have a lot of friends from Kosovo, from Croatia, from Slovenia, from Montenegro, and people have strong relationships. We are friends, but we have sometimes we are like sheep. uh, we we have bad politicians, and they are working not for people. They are literally working for foreign companies. So it's not they don't care literally about our interests.
And
So even after uh, we bring up that tensions from 30 years ago every single day. So if we don't have problem, we will make problem, and our politicians will make problem. So just in order to divide us.
well, and you mentioned the mafia in Serbia is and intervention of foreign companies or foreign interests. Who does the mafia work with? Where what sort of business does the Serbia mafia engage in?
Well, there is I think one let, not movie, but let's say there is one movie from USA recently, and from Europe, about connections between our mafia and mafia from USA and Venezuela. So again, it's not about what we know; it's about what we can prove. But there is a lot of money. uh, we made a lot of money from selling these companies. We got a lot of money from USID, from European Union, and I don't see that we've built anything good and anything what will last, you know. So that money is spent somewhere, but we don't know where, and that is the problem. And lately, we have a lot of, let's say, cocky people attached to government, to politicians, and literally you can do anything without their approval. So you can start a company, you can start making small amount of money, but if you start to rise too fast, they will come knock on your door and literally cut everything,
Hmm.
or you must pay tribute. That's it. But probably pretty much like everywhere in the world.
And how has the Ukrainian conflict or the Ukraine-Russia war played in Serbia? Where do sentiments of the people lie? And especially of Vucic and the leading party. What has been their sort of line and interpretation of that conflict?
Well, we are divided even about that. You know, there is people who support Russia. There are people who support Ukraine. So literally, we are divided about everything. Literally everything. So whatever you ask me in next 20, 30 minutes, so consider that we are literally divided about everything. And there is also people like me who I don't care about politicians, you know, and I believe that if people are ready to listen and ready to talk, can solve any problem, literally any problem. But it's not about people, you know. It's about resources and expanding influence. So I believe that this what is happening in Ukraine is literally game between USA and Russia. My opinion. I can be wrong, and I don't say that I'm not wrong, but my personal opinion is that this is just game of big players in the world. So what will happen in the future with Ukraine? They must pay back support for food, for medicine, for guns. So they will end like Yugoslavia and like our republics. You know, they will be probably divided, and they will end in debts.
You mentioned earlier the resources in Yugoslavia, and Yugoslavia is certainly a mountainous country. When people talked about the deal for the resources of Ukraine, I kind of scratched my head and I thought, I always think of Ukraine as being relatively flat and having natural gas reserves and a lot of resources with agriculture, but I don't necessarily think about it in terms of minerals. Um, is there something that, and you also, as you talk about the divisions that exist in Serbia and the other Yugoslavian former republics, is there anything that you're united? I mean, are even if it's maybe animosity towards Turkey is you said atheism and but what about orthodoxy? Is there anything, or maybe like a Slavic identity? Is there anything that binds the people of Yugoslavia, of Serbia, or not? Is it just people existing in the same space?
Yes, I understand. I understand what are you trying to ask, but Well, let's say we all want peace. We all want peace. We all want to live normal, to have normal wages, to be valued like people. But uh, few in every group, you always have very few people who are the loudest. And I believe it's that it's same almost everywhere in the world. So here too, we a lot of people want to live peacefully, and we don't want to fight each other, and we don't care about war because there is no there almost there is no family who didn't lost someone in that war. But we have very few people who are one of the loudest, and they will always make something to provoke public, to provoke other people, and to start something stupid, to start war, to start fight, like we have with these protests. So these protests started peacefully, and even now we have walks. We we didn't start fight, but government, and we know that is government. They sent their people who started to hit protesters or demonstrants, whatever, with cars, started fights, and this is what will this will provoke fight between peoples. And also we we have almost 4 months of walking, and nothing happens. So we started to lose, not we, but there are people who started to lose trust that something will change here, and that lead again to next uh, uh, well, we will divide again to small groups, and we will see what will happen in the future. So I want to say that there is always something or someone who will provoke some new situation, and in that euphoric state, people can't think calmly. The people are not calm, and when you are not calm, you can't think properly.
Yeah.
So when you have euphoric state, you don't think. You will jump on the first ball.
This is right out of the United States State Department abuses the euphoria of crowds in color revolutions. The issue that you spoke of earlier with Donald Trump and the Supreme Court was about money that's been appropriated to NGOs that funnel money directly into countries uh, like Serbia, like Ukraine, like Georgia or Romania, because it's been one of our policies in through the Cold War and afterwards to try to stir up dissension, to keep countries unstable. But hopefully we're coming to an end to that. And as I think about I don't know, devolution broadly, I also think to our last conversation, and you said we had a conversation about crypto as a political movement, and and now we kind of we walk into strange possibilities in the future. But when you think about solutions that crypto has, and you think about I don't know, dark money moving and the unfairness of where money moves. Is this part of what attracts you to crypto?
Uh, when we are talking about gray zone, there will be always gray zone in everything, in every part of economy, in every part of politics, in everything. Literally, you always have a bad side and good side. And when we are talking about crypto economy, politics, so like we said in previous space podcast, crypto is a good thing for economy. Definitely good thing for economy because you don't rely too much on banks and transactions are fast. And let's say crypto is still under radar, and it's something which bring people together lately in the last few years, and mostly this is about gains and making money with meme coins, NFTs. Crazy jumps when we are talking about prices, but definitely crypto bring people together, and it's a step toward independence from the government, because you can move your money, you can move crypto without being tracked. Of course, there is always way to be tracked, but for now you can go under radar. And well, it's good thing. It's good thing, but it's not. It we still don't have rules when we are talking about crypto, and that is the thing why we have gray zone. But again, if we are talking about decentralizations, if we talking about to be independent from government,
Is
it,
this is
it,
crypto
it,
something that is crypto something that exists outside of the control of those mafia elements within Serbia and within the region? Is that part of
no, definitely,
no?
definitely not. But okay, uh, no man can control, or no institution can control my crypto, and no institution or man can stop my transactions. But again, when we are talking about mafia, when we are talking about criminals, of course that we all know about Silky Road, and it's question how many Silky Roads we have out there. Crypto is great for taking money out of country and to move around the world. So I think that lately all those pump and dumps were somehow related to all these situations around the world, with Ukraine, with Serbia, with, let's say, Venezuela a few months ago, or even year ago, and what we have now. So I believe that all these pumps and dumps are somehow related to that, more related to that than to hypes, because we had Bitcoin in, let's say, less than 15 days, uh, at one point at 110K, and at one point almost below 80K. So definitely you can't exclude mafia and criminals from crypto, and that is one of the reasons why we need regulations. But again, with regulations and with in the future stronger know your customer, we will have less freedom when we are talking about crypto, and we will be at the beginning of this. So the only difference will be that like central body, we will not have banks, we will have companies, we will have validators, and that's it. So pretty much same, you know. And
Zoran,
again, if yes.
well, well, Zoran, when you say we won't have banks, but we will have companies, I think about, again, going back to Yugoslavia before the Yugoslavian civil wars. And you guys had an interesting economical setup there because Yugoslavia really thrived during the Cold War, when other countries of Europe, maybe like Britain, were lagging and having internal fights. But Yugoslavia had some interesting, I don't know, social practices or expectations with regards to their private markets, and you had a lot of employee ownership of your companies, and that in part led to a vicious cycle that the United States and the IMF and the World Bank may have taken advantage of, in that with representation of the companies being political people looking to lead Yugoslavian companies promised higher wages drove to higher prices. And when, as I said before, the money dried up coming in from Russia and or the United States or NATO, instead Yugoslavia turned to the IMF, and in the way of the practice of the IMF, um, they required promises about both fiscal austerity and opening up access to your resources to global companies. So when I think about possibilities in the future with crypto, I think there could be a path forward where there is that sort of social memory and social cohesion. Because as you said, also what binds the people of Serbia and the surrounding republics or the Yugoslavian republics is you want peace. You've been through this fight, and you also had a setup before that was working, but there seemed to be a gap that was abused in how much money could be poured in the system. And anyway, when I think about possibilities in the future, I think that could be a brighter future rather than one where more foreign influence and more foreign money comes in and runs things, while politics is just a charade that chases that lion.
Yes, uh, I agree that crypto is a great opportunity, not just for Serbia. It's a great opportunity for whole world. But when we are talking about bringing in investments in Serbia, first we must stop to lose educated people and the people with ideas, because right now atmosphere in Serbia is that people are leaving. uh, Anyone who has some skills, who has some knowledge and a great idea, leave Serbia, because we don't value talents here. So unfortunately, I must say, well, we are not bad people somehow, but like I said, we have a small group who we have small group leading us, and that group of people don't value talented, because you know, educated and talented man is always it can be your rival one day, you know. Please help me to say that in English. I forget word.
Well,
But
I think rival, yes, yes,
yeah,
they
but
can grow to challenge you.
and that is problem, because in the last 2 decades we sold almost everything. We sold water, we sold forests, we sold minerals, and there is nothing which can which can bring money to Serbia again, because we sold everything. So our only opportunity is to hold and somehow to bring back educated people, experienced people, and the talented people, and to try to keep arriving generations to stay here in Serbia. So we must do that, because uh, uh, now our only opportunity to bring new investments is to keep smart people here. So crypto is tool, nothing more. Crypto is tool, blockchain is tool, like AI. But if you don't have people who know how to use that tool is worthless, right? Literally.
Very true. You know, as you paint a picture of the problem of having already sold the resources, sold the water, and having a problem with brain drain of people wanting to leave the country. I think back to what you said earlier about the old Roman strategy of divide and conquer. And I think too about the curious state of Kosovo, both state, whatever, the curious history and a political problem of Kosovo. Is it a possibility? Because and I say that with an eye towards, as long as there is disagreement amongst the voting referendum, the majority of people in Kosovo and in Serbia, and there's a fight going on about that, that is a point of vulnerability that um, countries like the United States and Russia and the European Union are going to use as propaganda to drive a wedge um, in Yugoslavia and I'm sorry, in Serbia and
Yes,
Kosovo.
I know what you were trying to ask, but like you said, it's all about propaganda, because majority is for peace, and whatever media say, and whatever social network says say sorry we don't consider each other enemies, it's I'm talking about majority, but unfortunately we all know how algorithms work. So we all know uh, that you always have a small not small amount, it's stupid to say small amount of people, but okay, I can say even that uh, because those people are tool literally in government hands. So we have few people who are paid to bring up that propaganda, to divide more people, to write about false history, to well, they are doing everything everything to divide people more. And from time to time, with some incidents, they are causing euphoric state of mind, and people don't think reasonably. So that is the biggest problem when we are talking about people here on Balkan, but not only here. I believe it can happen everywhere in the world,
Well,
literally.
well,
You just need few people who will be paid for that, and of course, you need someone who control algorithm, who can change algorithm, because we all know how social network works. Uh, uh, the I believe, I can't prove, but I believe that there are people who are literally favorized by social networks. So
Well,
I believe that we have people here who work on that to divide people more.
I
But majority is for peace.
I mean, I think you're exactly right. One other, well, another country that that comes to mind as we talk about this, that has successfully, or it seems successfully, is bucking the trend and of I don't know, foreign narratives driving political decisions there is Hungary. Um, do you guys keep an eye on Hungary and what's been going on there as they sort of fight the prevailing narrative of the European Union?
I don't follow recently. I don't follow, and I don't follow anymore. But let's say I'm 50 kilometers from Hungary border, but I don't follow anymore because I have one theory. Maybe it's not theory, but like I said, it's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. But I believe that all politicians in the world work together. So I think that time has come for people to understand that from one side we have politicians, and on other side we have people. And I believe that's it. Nothing. There is nothing more to say, because we are now uh, strongly divided, and uh, uh, these differences are bigger as time go between rich people and poor people. So almost everywhere in the world we have dying middle class, and from history and from, let's say, golden 70s, golden 80s, and we are talking about whole world. These years were really gold and literally gold. We had strong middle class, but now we have dying middle class, and we have uh, bigger and bigger differences between rich people and poor people. And we can't talk about, I believe we can't talk anymore about Serbian Americans, Hungarians. We are just talking that there are politicians on one side, and there there are people on another side, and that's it. I believe strongly in that.
Well, I like your views. I thank you for coming on, Zoran. We're at the end of the show. And I think that's a good note to leave it on. So anything else that you want to add as a coda to that, or should we close it
No,
out?
nothing else. I just want to say thanks for invite, and I hope that you will invite me again, because, like I said, I love these podcasts, and I'm starting to love these podcasts with you. So anytime, if you want to speak again, just make invitation.
Absolutely, love having you on. We're going to set up a plan for you to run for office in Serbia. We're looking for that Beppe strategic reserve. Might be
We
the
will we
solution.
will we will talk about that next time, about crypto and about some crypto political movement.
Love it. All right. We will see you next time on FOMO.